Good morning and welcome, or if you're watching this as a video, good morning, afternoon, evening, or nighttime. And this is Tarot Time on the Medium channel, where we bring you the spirituality behind the message to help you to awaken. So happy Sunday morning for everybody who's live. We're going to jump into tarot, current events, and all kinds of stuff in just a minute. I just want to give the live people a few minutes to get their notifications and to get on. So I've got a couple of things to talk about while people are starting to find me. I'll say a few hellos. So that ping was my notification coming on. So I think people are getting it. So, anyways, it's Sunday morning. It's bright, beautiful winter sky today here in the Catskill Mountains. And the question on a Sunday morning, as always, are we coffee, tea, or caffeine free? And personally, I could probably use black coffee, really strong coffee, in a syringe, but I have black tea today. um, very busy week. Lots of readings, lots of mediumship, a really good mediumship this week. So there's something in really good alignment with the spirit world, and perhaps that has something to do with the passing of Reverend Sharon Hill. For those of you that know me from Lilydale or know her, she passed away a few days ago. Amazing woman, amazing medium, and Shannon O'Havoc, who's extraordinary, passed I think last August, very recently. So it's kind of like lately it's been great rock stars and great mediums have been crossing over. Christine McVie just a few days ago passed on a Fleetwood Mac, very talented musician. So a lot of transition, a lot of change, and as souls transit away from the earth plane, new souls come in, new energy comes in. So that's basically it. So getting into, well, let me just say a couple of hellos. Hi, Pauline, Angela, Laura, Janae, Risa, Susan, Suzette, Jody. Hi. Welcome all. And thank you for being here. And it is, yes, a crazy time that's likely to get crazier before it gets better. And I'm glad to be able to do this every week and to get together with you guys as community and to really kind of meet it all out here. So, a few things going on. Well, actually, let me do a couple of channel announcements, and then we'll go right into the astrology and into the tarot and all that stuff. All people are still coming in, and so we have this today, Tuesday the 6th. I have Lily Nova of the Lily Nova Starseed channel, who's going to talk to us about how we can understand the phenomena of starseeds and extraterrestrials and how they're working with us at this time in this awakening. And actually today, and I'm going to be there too, so maybe I'll see you. She's doing a live stream. She does it Sundays 3 o'clock Eastern time, and she's doing a transmission, an Arcturian transmission. And the Arcturians are like they're my tribe, so I've got to be on for that one. And when I channel the master teachers, a lot of times the Arcturians come through. So check that out. It's a 3 today. And no, I will not accuse you guys of cheating on me if you go to somebody else's transmission. Speaking of which, on Wednesday, on the full moon, we're going to do our usual Archangel transmission here on the Medium channel. So that'll be 7 on Wednesday Eastern time. And then what else do I have coming up? Monday 12/12, we're going to do our 12/12 transmission here on the Medium channel. December the 19th, we're going to do our solstice mediumship. So for those of you that are new, 8 times a year, aligning with the Celtic Sabbath. So this will be a day before Yule or the winter solstice. We do a mediumship. Just come on in, ask your spirits to join you. I do about an hour of messages and pick up on your spirits and give you messages. So that'll be on the 19th. Then I've got more stuff coming up later in the month. I'll save that for next week. I think that's enough. So let's jump into some of the astrology. So hi, Linda and Michelle. I'm just checking some of the new people that came in. All right, and Colleen's in. So very good. So very, very tricky week ahead, in a very tricky time. Um, Tricky, I always think of coyote, the Native American totem, as the one that tricks us into learning and knowledge. So it's tricky. It's basically helping us to learn, navigate, and grow. So, for example, the moon just went into Taurus a few hours ago. So, moon's in very early degrees Taurus, and Venus and Neptune are squaring, and Venus is going to go into Capricorn soon. I may, on Wednesday, I did write down the days. Hold on a second. I need my eyes. Oh, hello, world. Okay. Venus and Neptune square. Neptune is kind of this very nebulous spiritual energy, and it's the higher octave of Venus. So Venus and Neptune get along. So when they're squaring, we in astrology we think of squares as challenging, or kind of forces that are kind of clashing against each other. But they're very compatible energies, and this is really this is a good day to really work with the heart. Now Neptune's also stationing at 22 degrees Pisces, so Neptune's in her home in Pisces. That 22-degree point is very powerful because that's a master number, and it's Uranus ruled numerology, and it tends to kick up a lot of dirt, so to speak. So this week we may see a lot of dirt being kicked up from the media and stuff like that. But when Venus is involved, always work with the heart, always rule from the heart. So on Tuesday, Tuesday, Mercury and Jupiter square, and Wednesday, Mercury goes into Capricorn. Venus goes into Capricorn, or Venus went in, or Venus is going soon. Anyway, and the full moon is in Gemini on Wednesday on the 16 degrees Gemini conjunct Mars, retrograde at 16 degrees Gemini. So Mars is really powerful. 16, as you recall from my other live streams or listening to Sharita Star, is the shattered citadel, is the symbol in Chaldean numerology, and it's the tower card. So we had these parade of 16-degree full moons. Full moon is very high energy, very high psychic energy, and it changes things from the inside out. It's the subconscious. And and today, the moon is in Taurus. The moon loves to be in Taurus. That's her favorite sign. So this is a good day to just really do things, catch up on things, and really work with the heart-brain coherence and the presence and stuff like that. So this full moon, Mars is retrograde in Gemini, very 16 degrees, very dicey, very changeable. The idea, literally, when you're driving, literally stay in your own lane, but figuratively also, because people are going to be a little bit crazy this week. Yeah, even crazier than they are, and lots going on in the news. I'm not going to really dive deep into current events or stuff like that. But a lot of stuff is coming out. You guys can check out the December psychic forecast that we did last week, sometime in the end of November. One of the 18 predictions or forecasts. I don't like to say hard predictions because timelines are fluid, but the sun has its own language, and it activates our solar DNA codes also. One of the predictions was another spike in solar activity, CMEs, solar flares, all that stuff. December 1st, there were two pretty significant ones. I forgot what level they were. I think it was like a 4 out of 5 or something like that. So it's already starting. So that's basically a few things. Now, if you want to get a little bit more detail on astrology, check out Armand Integral Astrology channel. He did a really, really good weekly forecast with the astrology. Unfortunately, I may not be having Sharita back for a while. She's gotten busy with a lot of her own stuff, so good for her. Loss for us, but good for her. So anyway, let's do a little tarot stuff. Some of our predictions are starting now. Yeah, that's one of them started on the 1st. Yeah, and I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but I've noticed already there's signs of about 3 or 4 of those predictions starting to manifest. So Spirit gives me the goods. It's not me, it's Spirit. And tea keeps me going. And I haven't had breakfast. I tend to do micro fasting, so often I don't start eating till mid-afternoon. Not some days, not all days. Today, Neptune direct. I think that's today. Yeah, station 22 degrees. Pisces, very powerful. So there's a lot more. But I wanted, being that it's tarot time and all, I want to maybe do some tarot also. So let's do that. Dive right on in. Okie doke. So what are we saying? Can you share some tips on how to begin doing the cold showers? What do we say here? I do an ice rinse on my hair. Nice. And Colleen's also saying she does intermittent fasting. Yeah, if you're starting out, you see, I live in the Catskills, the North Country, and a lot of us live in the North. And up here, this time of year, it's a whole different animal. Like I started doing cold showers 2 summers ago. That worked for me because the water temperatures, roughly 50, 52 in the summer. It's cold. It'll shock you in the morning. But now it's probably, let me see, it's somewhere between 42 and 44 coming out of my fall. So now I kind of gauge like how much my bones hurt. My bones start to hurt when the water's 44 degrees, and it gets down in the midwinter somewhere between 38 and 42. I mean, it's cold. And, I do it for 3 minutes. That's a Kundalini yoga thing. But what they say, people like Wim Hof and other advocates of doing cold therapy, one of the things, you want to do it long enough that your body gets used to it. And when you do your cold showers, or if you want to take it a step further, you can do ice baths or cold plunges. The idea is to the best of your ability to relax. And that's one of the reasons it's valuable. Like, it has a lot of physical benefits. It's really good for your immune system. When we had this, so-called triple pandemic or whatever, the media's, leading us, whatever direction they're leading us in, building the immune system is always a good idea. And it has like a lot of other benefits as well. But also, from like a spiritual warriorship perspective, the thing is that if you can relax, because when you hit the water, the cold, the body tenses up. And that's why people die of hypothermia, because they tense up and they cut off the chi from flowing. Now, what Wim Hof teaches us is you can relax and breathe and allow your chi to flow. Your body can regulate. And that's the goal. So when you step into that water, try to relax. And, I've been doing this, 2.5 years now as therapy. And still, I still will be like that when I hit the water. So it's a work in progress. But if you can relax and the chi flows, then you start to tap into higher abilities that we all have, but that we're not aware of. And that's why Wim Hof can sit in an ice bath. Now, if you're sitting in an ice bath, it's about 34 degrees, that water. Your body temperature is kind of, modified. It's not 32 degrees, even though there's ice in it. That's still pretty darn cold. And they've experimented. He can sit in that ice bath for, I think they did it for 18 minutes, and his body temperature did not go down. So we all had that ability. So the cold can teach us a lot and can help us overcome this barrier. That we are superhuman. We're more than physical. We're energetic beings. And another good example is the Sundance ceremony, where the dancers basically hang from trees for 4 days. No food, no water. They do a sweat lodge before that, and no water for 4 days. Now, if you ask your doctor, what if I didn't drink for 4 days? He or she would say you'd be dead, basically, but they don't die. So we have a lot more going on, and it's the hormonal system. It's energy, but the energies they go through it can tap certain hormones in the body and give us this resistance. That's how martial artists. That's how I came into all of this. That's how we can break boards. Like I've I don't know how many boards they stacked. A lot, and just by focusing my chi and developing my technique, I could break those boards. So and ones that are more advanced, they can lie on nails, like sharpened nails, and not get cut. And they'll even show like their back and the red marks, but they don't get cut. And this is again mind over matter. And if we can cultivate the mind and blend the mind, heart, and spirit, we all have these supernatural abilities. So anyway, I know I promised we get into tarot, but that was an interesting question. Thank you, Colleen. And we're here to learn and grow. So hopefully we're okay with that. Oh, actually, no, the numbers didn't go down. Okay, I guess we're okay with that. All right. So let's do a meditation card. What Spirit says, what energies we should be meditating on this week. Okie doke. I need a little more table room here. You have like wires and microphones and tea. All right. So let me just stop my thinking for a second and ask. All right, I feel Spirit. For some reason they're mentioning Manly Hall. Did we get this one last week? Wait a second. Did anybody remember if this was our meditation card last week? And it's funny because often I'll do a little tutorial for these, and for some reason Spirit planted the Five of Pentacles to say to do a little tutorial on that card. Part of it is that we're in that season, like before the days before the winter solstice are really the shortest days. Those are the darkest days, and even though the solstice day is technically the shortest day and the longer night, I noticed this, God, in the 1980s when I started to do winter solstice ceremonies. And one of the first ones I did was in Oklahoma, 1983, with Native Americans. And it was 7 below, at least according to the person's thermometer. It was December 21st. I think it was 1983. I think Oklahoma City had a low temperature of 2 degrees that day, but out where we were, it was below zero. I mean, that's cold for anywhere, in December, but in the Southern Plains, that's crazy. And we sat out, we stayed outside and did the ceremony. But anyway, point being is, in this card, they're kind of like out in the cold, but they're facing the wrong direction, like the church or whatever this is. The warmth is right there, but they had the bandages on the head. That represents psychic wounding and emotional wounding. So this card could really help us to do our shadow work. And I was telling some of my closer friends how I've been able to kind of dig a little bit deeper in my shadow work. And the story is quickly that I have a back issue, and it gets injured sometimes. So I got injured. I had to stop doing yoga, unfortunately, and exercising. I don't know how much weight I lost. I mean, I'm a skinny dude to begin with, and I lost more weight because I couldn't do my exercise. But anyways, during this process, I did a lot of meditation. I did a lot of lying on heap head, a lot of presence work. And then I started to uncover new shadows that I hadn't encountered before based on mother wounding, actually. Anyway, long story short is like I uncovered a lot of stuff, and it's like now my heart feels even more open. And when I do heart brain coherence, it's even more powerful. And that's it. It's the spiritual journey. It's not necessarily just like meditation and chanting and incense. It's really going deep and clearing all of these issues, whether there are our own shadow aspects from this lifetime or things that happen in other lifetimes. So this card will help you to do this. And I'm pretty sure we got this one last week. Let me see. Does anybody remember? All right. I believe that we picked this one last week, in which case keep meditating with it. If not, meditate with this one. So when you step into this card, you can see the figures, you can see the whole view. find your guides, ask for messages. What inner work do we need to do? This is the best time of the year to do inner work. Because it's the dark season. It's when the energies go within. We go indoors. We're not in the sun as much, but when the days are the darkest, our inner light can shine its brightest. So this is the time. So when you do this work with this card, and here I'll bring it a little closer. If you have your own deck, you can use yours. This is the Hanson Roberts deck. This is the Five of Pentacles, and it's very, it looks like there's snow here, so it's very wintry also. And Pentacles is the suit of the earth that represents winter also in tarot. So perfect. I mean, I know technically we're in fall, but we're a meteorological winter. That's December 1st through February 28th is meteorological winter. So that's basically it. And see what you come up with. You can bring your angels in. It's never easy to delve into your own shadows. And usually, if you're like most people, your emotions will block you. Like you as something starts to rise to the surface, anxiety is a very common experience. When energy that you've been suppressing, this traumatic, rises to the surface, of course you're going to feel anxiety, right? But most people are not going to work through this. So we have to learn how to sit through that. We have to learn it's okay to be uncomfortable. That's another thing that the cold can teach you. Based on Colleen's question about why, what cold showers do or why you do them. Sometimes you have to embrace the suck. Yeah. Being in a cold shower after I've been doing my meditation in a warm room for an hour, that sucks, but I embrace it because I know it's good for me, and I know it's helping my energy. So we have to be okay with discomfort. That's like a creed. And if you want to break through spiritually, that's what it's going to take. But bring your angels in, bring your loved ones from the other side, bring your guides in, because they'll help you through the discomfort, and that they'll wrap you with beautiful, warm, loving, compassionate energy to help you through that. So anyhow, and thank you for that also. So let's do a 3-card spread for the week. And I have those what Colleen's referring to. I have I think 3 different. I'll do another one maybe January, February, but I've got a few videos on personal shadow work exercises that I do. Some are original or not original from spirit, and others I learned through human teachers. So anyhow. So I'm seeing horses, which is always a nice image. Horses are empowerment and freedom. It's showing me in my mind the 10 of Wands, which is basically about a lot of responsibility. We're actually, this week, we're starting to trend into Capricorn season. I mean, we'll still technically be in Sagittarius season until the solstice, but with Mercury and then Mars, Mercury then Venus, or is it Venus then Mercury? I think it's Venus then Mercury, but no, it's the other way around, because Mercury's getting ready to go retrograde. So Mercury's is more ahead of the sun than Venus is. So it's Mercury then Venus going into Capricorn. So we're starting to trend into that. That's more Saturnian energy. That's more grounded energy. And with the Pluto's in Capricorn, and we're in USA Pluto return. I mean, this is likely, and I was saying December, November to December is likely to be the beginning of a cascading that's going to lead to a lot of reform in not just this country, but in global economics and government and stuff like that. Meanwhile, lots coming out with science, and medbed technology is starting to become known, and there's something very similar to that. One of my clients was telling me about. I forgot what it's called, but it creates a field that you can regenerate DNA, basically. So all the stuff is coming out, and I always recommend people learn how to regenerate DNA here. That's the most powerful computer and healer that there is. But it's great if we have technology also that can do that as well. So anyway, Hey Matt, welcome. And everybody else that's finding me a little bit later. That's okay. As soon as we're done, this uploads as a video. You can catch up in the beginning part. Um, Okie dokie. All right. So I need to stop thinking, clear my mind. And ask Spirit to help me pick the right card. Now they're showing me an igloo. Interesting. Now back to the horses. So I think one or more of you. I mean, you tend to get 200 to 300 viewers on Tarot Time. I think you're going to be overcoming something like a fear or phobia or something like that. Pretty interesting cards. They're actually very calm cards. I'll show you in a second. Once I get them up on my old clipboard. So she came out reverse. That's interesting with the king and the queen here of cups, and then the knight of pentacles right in the middle. As I'm looking at this, the first thing that I'm saying is just watch out for people promising you the world, whether it's the governments or whether it's in your own personal life. Like watch out for people that are trying to be manipulative emotionally. I want to say, I don't know, that just kind of popped up. And if anybody's really like having some family or relationship stresses over things like money or living or stuff like that, that you guys need to come together with that, whoever that's for, I want to say. But just as sort of a general feeling, cups is hearts. That's the tarot is the forerunner to our modern playing cards. So the suit of cups became the suit of hearts, and it's about love. It's about emotions, and this is saying with the Knight of Pentacles in the middle, we've got to ground our emotions again, stay in our own lanes. Now there's a lot of energetic and astrological volatility going on, but that doesn't mean we're going to see it like we had the two eclipses, and people were like, the eclipses, they're very volatile, changeable energies, but we don't always see that for months after the events because it's energy, and the energy changes instantaneously. But understand, we are in a physical dense environment, so as the vibration changes, which happens instantly, the physical reality, it starts with changes on a quantum or subatomic level because the subatomic responds to the energy, and then slowly and gradually it changes things on the physical level, because again, the physical world is very dense energetically. So as the energies change on the planet, it does not mean that you're going to see instantaneous changes in society or government. That takes a while. And I think part of the suggestion here is, firstly, have a good plan when it comes to like money. Have what you need during the winter. That's a good idea any winter. And whether you are in the belief that we don't have any natural weather anymore, or if you're of the belief that global warming is a blend of natural and man-made pollution with the methane, whatever you believe, the weather is getting warmer. This global warming is real, whatever the cause is, and it's creating a lot of havoc with the weather. So interesting statistic that I saw this morning. In 1980, what was it? I think they said once every 3 months there's a disaster that would be like $1 billion disaster, something like that, or every 2 months, I think they said. And in the 2020s, it's every 3 weeks. So basically, the occurrence of natural disasters on that scope have increased more than twofold since 1980. That's what a warmer climate does, or or maybe HARP does that. But whatever the case, prepare. I think that's the word. And again, this Queen of Cups looks a little bit disappointed. Now, a lot of cups, a lot of water and earth. So it's very feminine energy, because these are the feminine suits, or the yin energy. Um, and I think, again, my sense is that this is showing a lot of changes when it comes to like our relationships, especially people that are in partnerships, or close to their exes, or whatever. So there may be a little bit of that energy of just really trying to listen to each other a little bit better, and trying to understand each other. I think they're just trying to say also, because it feels like I'm kind of almost seeing this as the divide, or what's being done through the media and social media, and it's all connected. It's all a big circle of corruption that goes on in this world, which starts with the elite, which mandates the corporations, which mandates the governments, and which mandates the medias, and so forth and so on, so that basically they can sell whatever it is they're trying to sell to us. And so there's a lot of programming, a lot of subconscious programming when you're in your heart, because cups is heart. So we can talk about that today. The heart doesn't get programmed. Hearts, it's impossible to program your heart, only your subconscious mind. More tea. And so the more you're in your heart, the more resistant you are to all the programming. It's pretty much a direct relationship there. And if you be in the heart 24/7, then you're immune. So how cool is that? I mean, I don't know if that's realistic, but something to strive for anyways. So what else is trying to tell me? I'm seeing money, taxes, stuff like that. The Pentacles is often about money. Knights change, so there's likely to be some ups and downs. We may see a little bit of a decline of things, or more signs of a recession, especially coming up later on in the week. I feel like the main message is really to work with our emotions, and really to understand that, and understand that subconscious programming, or the type of programming that's from society to try to get us to behave, act, and do things in a certain way. It hijacks the emotions. That's what programming does. It's the survival instinct. And those that understand, those that rule the world, the elite, the cabal, whatever you want to call them, they know everything's energy. They know how to manipulate energy. It's like we know that, so how could they not know that? And they'll use that to fulfill their agendas. And so there's a lot of that. If you're around a lot of technology, you're subject to a lot of electromagnetic frequencies that are affecting your bodies and affecting your emotions also. So there's kind of like digital programming that happens, or electromagnetic programming as well. So this is another reason why it's so important to stay in the heart centered, because when you're in your heart, you're in your power. So we have survival instincts. The subconscious mind runs on programs. That's how the subconscious mind works. And fear is a very powerful survival instinct. So is anger, and it can be exploited, because when we're in fear, we'll do almost anything, because it's like almost anything to survive. So point being is that there's a lot of that going on. So we really need to learn how to step back and observe our reactions to the world, to each other. A lot of this is about relationship. The king and the queen are the same suit, but the queen is upside down. The feminine is hurting, basically, whether it's the feminine within you, or the feminine in the relationship. So the guys out there, give your ladies a big hug if she's down, or if you feel like, oh my God, she's whining, complaining, I can't stand this, why is she attacking me? No, change that energy. Instead, sorry, honey, I'm sorry you're feeling bad. Give her a nice big hug instead, and just show your support. It's amazing the power of love, and how that can defuse an argument. It can turn an unhealthy bickering argument into a healthy debate, and actually working through things, rather than I'm right and you're wrong, and I'm going to be defensive till my last drop of blood. So remember that. And this could go on an internal level also. So we want to balance our male and female instead of having them in combat. That's what I'm feeling as I'm talking about this, as our community of evolving, awakening souls that are drawn to the medium channel. This is your message. So anyways, and with that, everything will be okay. So let me move on to some other tools we have. Let's go to Native American Tarot, see if I can get a little bit more information that way. Oh, hold on a sec. We need to do a little house cleaning, apparently. Let me see. How do we do this again? No, we don't hit show. We block user. Okay. Cleanup is complete. All right. Wow, 44 people on. I think I've got 4,400 subscribers also. I'm just thinking, like, when this channel grows, I'm gonna need somebody to man or to woman the comment streams, because we've been getting a little bit of porn going on here lately. Energy, yeah. So saying so. Some of them might work. Put bits together. Access denied. Thank you, Chris, and thanks for being here. Yes. So let's see. You went in the collective do hard. I have videos on that. Just simple is you get very present and you hold magnified gratitude, appreciation in the heart, and stay present and relax. And when that happens, because the heart is the greatest electromagnetic generator, and the brain is the second, and they're actually two parts of the same whole. There's actually brain cells in your heart, or one form of brain cells. So when you hold that, and then your heart becomes coherent, because that's what hearts want to do. And all this programming makes our hearts and brains very incoherent. That's how we're easily led. When we're strong in our heart, we're strong in our spirit, and we can't be programmed as easily. So you do that for 10 minutes, according to Heart Math Institute, 3 times a day. And it has all kinds of benefits, all kinds. All right. So, okay. So anyways, I need to stop thinking, because when I'm thinking, I'm not connecting, right? When I'm connecting, I'm not thinking. Okay. I got one. And this was, Travois. We got this one last week also, didn't we? It's always there's always these connections. Wow, this is the same Native American card I believe we got last week. If I'm wrong, that's 2 weeks ago. That translates to the Two of Swords. It's a very peaceful energy, and I'm just trying to just gather a little bit more with the symbolism. What I'm getting about this is like I feel like the person like heading towards the mountain, but they've kind of stopped to look around a little bit. And I feel like part of this is reminding us to be present again, to stay present in your journey, because I feel like he's stopping, then he's then these axes or whatever they are, hatchets, they're opening up, and it's really a very peaceful vibe. So I feel like they're saying we have to be, as things are really crazy, definitely spend some time in meditation where you can be in your heart, where you can be in a sense of peace no matter what's going on, several times a day. Get out into nature. Nature restores. If you can be present in nature, and if you can actually feel energy, which we all can, and the more you practice, the stronger you can feel it. There's not a moment that goes by where I don't feel buzzing in my body. And interestingly, last week when I was meditating, all of a sudden the vibration just stopped for a second, and I thought I was dying. Basically, it's like, and then it kicked in again. I was like, what was that? Because I don't know if anybody can relate, but I do like a lot of breath stuff, a lot of martial arts, qigong, and and I work with the master teachers, and I'm an energy channel, so I know a thing or two about energy, and I've been working over 40 years on it. So I'm always feeling buzzing. I'm always feeling currents in my body. And it just stopped for a second. And then it started again. I was like, holy moly, what the heck was that? um, uh, yeah, into that. So figure eight grounding, centering. Thank you. Yeah. Figure eight. Sure. There's so many ways. I've used that figure eight as an exercise. And in one of my early heart brain coherence videos, I had them do a figure eight, or you do a figure eight from the heart to the crown chakra, with the sort of the throat being intersected by the figure eight, and blending the heart and brain that way. Brilliant idea. Let me post that so people can see that also. Okay, thank you. Um, so that's basically it. I feel like they're saying, go continue in your journey. There may be a little bit of a pause, but pauses are okay. That's when you get to know yourself more. And I feel like he's also assessing his land, assessing his environment, like he's a warrior or she's a warrior, and assessing the playing field. And that's what warriors do. We're not victims. We don't blame the other person. No matter who screwed us over in life, we take responsibility. Before, like before awakening, Adam, before awakening, he's like, this person did this crap to me, and they did this shit, and blah blah blah, and so forth. After awakening, it's like, what was it in me that attracted this behavior in this person? Because honestly, I can't control what the other person does. And as much, and trust me, I've tried. It does not work. I cannot do that. Only thing that I can control is myself. So I understand everything's energy. Everything's an extension of me. That's how the matrix is set up. It's our ultimate classrooms as spirits in training, whatever it is. Maybe we're being trained to be spirit guides or something else, or be in an alternate universe. But whatever the case may be, and we strategize. So instead of complaining about the governments and the money and the reptilians, or Anuki, or whoever, or the cabal, or deep state, instead of that, I'm going to assess my playing field and come up with strategies that I'm going to come out ahead, that I'm going to win in the end. And and this just popped in my mind. It's like, you'll always succeed as long as you try, because the worst thing that'll happen is that you'll learn from whatever errors you made, or whatever reason that you weren't successful. So anyway, great. I'm moving on. I need more tea. What's next on the list? Let's do our totem animal. All right, I still have my medicine card. I haven't gone back to my other deck yet. I may next week. You never know. I think I've been a little predictable lately. Oh, yes. We like tree huggers around here. One time I was hugging a tree near Overlook Mountain in back of Woodstock, and then I saw this big storm. The tree showed me this big storm, and a lot of lightning, and in my mind, so I saw that. Then I thought let me back up a second. I noticed that the tree kind of bent and then went up, like there's a little separation, and I hugged the tree, and I was seeing this big storm, and I've got hit by lightning, and then I really felt and heard in my mind, no, it was the wind that blew me down. It was not the lightning, it was the wind. So the trees are the record keepers. And I was hugging a tree in Providence, Rhode Island, visiting my brother Tony there, years ago, and they showed me like soldiers coming out of the boats right right in that park in Providence, Rhode Island. It must have been the War of 1812. That'd be my summation. There's a big old oak tree, at least 200 years old. So yeah, the trees are the record keepers. So very good. In Central Park one time, the tree told me, "Please tell the dogs to stop peeing on me." And I looked down, and it was a Japanese maple, beautiful tree, and its whole lower bark was blanched. And next spring, I went back to the tree, and the park built a little fence around it. So they heard the tree's plea to get the dogs to stop peeing on it. All right, we love our tree huggers. Thank you. And also, I don't mind the diversions. Let me stop thinking. So I'm seeing a tiger, but we're not going to get a tiger because this is Native American animals. We don't have tigers here, but we did get a grouse. That's one of my personal totems. Beautiful. Key 34. So in my personal totem, I have hawk medicine and grouse medicine both. So that's kind of cool. Let me. I like the little poems they have in here. Are really cute. So I want to read that to you guys, and get you the message there also. So the grouse is about the sacred spiral, and if you've ever been in the woods, grouses, grice, no, I think it's grouses. They like to be on the ground, and if you walk close to them, they fly away, but their wings sound thunderous when they fly away. They're really loud, and that's what I remember about grouses. So grouse of the sacred spiral, leading us on to reach the everlasting heights where we can live as one. Anyways, so I'm just glancing this. It's a sign of personal power, and it's about the spiral. So a lot about tornadoes and whirlwinds and stuff like that. So grouse once flocked in abundance throughout North America, but now, even on the plains where these birds are so plentiful, there's an absence of them. Many Plains Indian tribes dance the grouse dance to honor these birds. The movement of the dance follows a spiral, which is the ancient symbol of birth and rebirth, the rib tunnel of eternal. So it's like, it's like sacred geometry, like the torus, the spiral, the double helix, of the DNA and everything. So this is a sacred spiral, and one of my favorite books on Wicca, if anybody's into neo-paganism, Wicca, or stuff like that, is called The Spiral Dance by Starhawk. Beautiful book on the true, the true Wicca, not what some people think. Anyhow, so we're talking about sacred geometry. Let's do sacred geometry card. Yay! Very, very synchronistic here today, as always. And you can use these for meditation also. So do I have the box handy? No, I don't. I always like to give the authors credit, but I don't have the box handy for me to do that today. Get quiet again. Yeah. So I'll just, when I can, I'll pop some of your comments in. Okay. So I just wanted to pop these in for a second. Like us to connect that way. So somewhere here, no, here. Got it. Here's what we got. Belief. So one thing that you can do is you can get a mental image of this card, and meditate on it and absorb the sacred geometry. And the message here is the frequency of belief supports our sense of self-worth based on our gifts and talents and a strong connection to source. So there you have it. So beautiful, right? Just kind of vibe on that. And how powerful is belief? I'll tell you how powerful belief is. They did studies on near-death experiences. This is, I think, back in the 80s or 90s, even long time ago. And they work with people that were very devout Catholic or Christian, and others that were devout Jews. And they found a very strong marked tendency for when the Jewish people went through the tunnel, found the light was blue. And when the Christian people went through the tunnel, the light was white. Now, there's only one light, so behold the power of belief. So we need to believe that we are powerful beings of source, of light, of energy, because that's what we are. But the programming makes us believe that we're less than, that we're unworthy, that we're less than source and spirit, that we have to slave away at a job in order to make ends meet. These are all beliefs that are programmed into our brains. So when we reprogram our beliefs. When we have new beliefs, we have a new vibration. When we have a new vibration, reality starts to match that new vibration. So there you have it. Moving right along. I'm going to leave that one out. I might meditate on that one when I'm done. And last but not least, we have our angel message. So all about empowerment. That's what we do here. So, and if anybody knows anybody that may like the work that we're doing here, by all means, please share the Medium channel with the world. And let's keep growing, and we're connecting with more communities. So so we have Lily Nova on Tuesday on this. So I'm having more guests come on the channel. So to expand our knowledge base, because we're a community and we all have something to offer to the whole, basically. And then on the 20th, I have Tammy Mug. What's her name? I did Magnuson. Well, if you're on, Tammy, and I'm butchering your name, I apologize. But she's coming on December the 20th. Okay. So here's our angel message. Aurora, I like this one. And she's violet. So let's look at this here. We've got a lot of violet going on, right? Violet, the violet flame, alchemy, transformation, transmutation, and all that good stuff is all relevant, with this energy, and it's all like higher mind. So when you get the foundation strong, the lower chakras are in balance, and then you're grounded. That's when you can expand into the higher frequencies and be whole, healthy, and complete. So you are flying high right now, which may threaten others, but don't descend, because others will soon become inspired by your example. So, great message. So I'm going back to here. There may be somebody that's jealous in your life also. It's like, all right, how many do we have? Oh, we're down to 32. I lost a few people. Sorry if I bored anybody, but but whatever the case may be, we all have somebody that's jealous, right? But understand, don't lower your vibration. I had an insanely jealous older brother, and I became very like I would not shine my light, because to me, shining my light meant I would have to feel all this jealous energy. So the idea is shine your light, because the other person has the choice. They can become inspired, or they can remain jealous or envious. And that's on them. That's not on you. So shine your light bright. Be in your heart, be in your center, be in your power. And that's basically it. So very good. So again, Tuesday, 7 p.m., we have our interview with Lily Nova Starseed. Check her channel out. Lily Nova Starseed, 3 p.m. I'll be at the transmission. She's going to do an Arcturian transmission, and when I channel the master teachers, the Arcturians come through with them. So that's part of my soul tribe, as it were. And what else? And then Wednesday we have the full moon meditation. All right. I'll see you guys later. Thank you again. I love you, and we'll be back. By the way, Christmas Day, no tarot times. We're going to take a week off at the end of December. But that doesn't affect next week. So I'll see you on the 11th. Bye.